I appreciate you tuning in, Justin. This Georgia roster is absolutely loaded. I hope you're right, Justin. I think it's loaded on the on paper. If you look at the recruiting rankings of all this current roster, I think it is ridiculously loaded.
Yeah.
But we just haven't seen contributions from the Jordan Halls, from the Joseph Jonah Janye, from even Justin Williams and Chris Cole and Ellis Robinson. Like there's a lot of five-star talent that hasn't really played at Georgia to this point, and maybe this is the year a lot of them break out. Maybe Georgia's young and they lose 3-4 games. I don't know. I would assume they don't lose 3-4 games, but this schedule is brutal this year.
Yeah, this is as much of a crapshoot, I feel like, going into the year as we've had in a while. They're just every team in college football is being hit by this a little bit, but Georgia really this year is just so young, and there's just not that many guys coming back that were main contributors last year. And they lose guys to the NFL every year, and they've been doing it for a while, but this is the first time in a while it's like that next reload of like, we know we have this guy stepping in, like that's not really there as much. And that's not me saying that I don't think these guys are good, or that this team is just going to be garbage, but I do think there's just so much more of an unknown factor here than I can't really think of a year in the Kirby Smart era where it's been this much of
Yeah, I would say maybe 2018 after that first really good team. They lost a lot.
They did.
I don't know if their schedule was as difficult as I'm sure it wasn't as difficult as this team.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's like you're saying, like Broderick Jones left, and you just knew you had Amarius Mims, and you're just like, yeah, we'll be fine. Like it was Cedric Van Pran was like a team leader, like a huge kind of leadership role on the team, like 3-year starter, and it wasn't even like a conversation. It was like, oh yeah, this Jared Wilson dude, he's a baller. Like we're not concerned about the center position at all.
Yeah.
Jalen Walker was really the first-year starter basically last year. Like he didn't really have a starting role, but I feel like Georgia fans knew about his potential, and he was the Buckus Award winner. So you've just seen there's just been a lot more knowns, and maybe like I was saying earlier, like we had some of those like third down packages to get those young guys in, and it even felt like when guys weren't starters yet, they'd still contributed a lot. Like before Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker were starters, I feel like everyone already knew how good they were. It's like, so right now there's a lot of positions that you're just, I don't know, a little nervous.
Yeah, I fully agree. We can go, you and I have done this before many times, but you can really go position group by position group, and every single one of them, it's like there's a unknown, not an unknown guy. Nobody on Georgia is just a complete who is this guy, but like new starter or someone. They're replacing people pretty much everywhere.
Rolling Stone.
Yeah, dude, I didn't want to do that. Let me start reading this right now, man.
Oh, there you go.
I'm seeing Bob on Friday. I'm super stoked in Atlanta. Right on Friday.
Nice. Shout out to Bob Dylan.
Shout out to Bob Dylan.
I think the receiving group is what everyone's nationally sleeping on the most, personally. Like I've seen like some list of like top 20 receivers in the SEC and stuff like that, and Zachariah Branch will be like 15 or 16, and I'm like, I'm not sure that Colby Young and Noah Thomas aren't better than Zachariah Branch. And then Dylan Bell too is like kind of that fourth option, and maybe some of these freshmen that can contribute. So I didn't even name London Humphreys or Sokovie White. So I just feel like this receiving group just feels a lot deeper than it was a year ago. That was the craziest thing that happened a year ago, because not only was our receiving core like the worst it's been in years, but they also played the fewest guys they'd ever played. And so we're just like, so Arian Smith, Dylan Bell, and Dominic Lovett are having to play like every snap. Like we rotate all the time, and we're not rotating at all. It almost felt even worse. So it's like these three aren't great, and we don't trust anyone else. So that was just a strange feeling for Georgia. But like even when you had A.D. Mitchell and McConkey, it was like they were constantly rotating guys in and out. But I think this receiving core is going to be kind of a game changer for Georgia's offense this year.
Yeah, I really just feel like unless some combination of Gunnar Stockton and the offensive line is just garbage, terrible, then there's simply no way that the receiving core cannot improve on last year, because they led the FBS in drop passes last year, like quite famously. So there is just so much. There's nowhere to go but up. Like unless the quarterback play or the offensive line protection is just like really bad, the passing game I feel like just has to be better.
Yeah, the O-line is definitely an X factor too. That's also unproven, but
also exactly. Like,
yeah, but we'll see. Justin, I appreciate you watching live. Appreciate the super chat. Tell your friends, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good